Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards. In this video we're going to be doing an Apocalypse campaign, 400 points, everything is at max level, and we're playing as Aeldari against Space Marines. It is an exploration type campaign with 3 strikes, and you need 20 wins in order to unlock all the rewards, but we do have some very nice prizes. 5 copies of Lilith, 5 copies of Rakarth. Getting 10 copies of a Warlord from a campaign is very generous indeed. Not to mention all the other cards and stuff. So, we're playing against thematic Space Marine decks, which we have seen before. I think it's pretty similar to ones we've done in the past, but with Aeldari it can be a little bit tricky. I'm going to be running what I think is the most powerful Aeldari deck possible, at least for the cards in my collection. So for the Warlord we have Lilith Hesperax. I think she is by far the strongest, just with the ability to redeploy cards and reuse traits. Of course that special rule combos the best with traits that activate on deployment, such as Precision Shot and Furious Charge, which the Aeldari have some really powerful glass cannons. So for those traits we got like the Crimson Hunter, an excellent choice there. Especially with the legendaries you get double the traits, so both of those going off every time they deploy. We got Malgan Ra with the Precision Shot and Barrage. And then this is a new card. This guy's got a pretty strong Furious Charge and Outflank as well. And then the Solitaire, only the Furious Charge, of course, is the one that you'll be reusing, but a very strong card there. And Medicae is a very powerful trait to be reusing as well, although the Parasite Engine is a bit weaker, so you do have to be careful when deploying it if you want to try to reuse that Medicae. As for the other cards, they don't actually have traits that really combo with Lilith, but they're just strong cards in general. Like this one, the Wraithlord with Heavy Weaponry, Big Game Hunter, and Barrage is a very powerful set of traits. So you want this guy for the damage output, also solid amount of health there. The Incarn, obviously, very strong as well. And then this one is a decent one for the Drukhari. The keyword for this campaign is Drukhari, but Drukhari actually don't have very many good cards for a 400 point deck. So you could run this one, but I'm actually going to swap it out because I do have some leftover points. And instead we're going to be using the Wraith Seer. This thing has a pretty crazy stats at the max level, and the Sonic Blast should be pretty good. Again, doesn't have traits that combo with Lilith, but just the ability to redeploy your cards is actually very good. It can keep your cards alive a lot longer than normal. If they're like low on health, you can bring them back to the hand and prevent them from getting killed on your opponent's next turn. Of course, the strongest bodyguard for Aeldari is one that I don't actually own. We can take a look at it over in the collection, though. It's one of the Lords of War. And yeah, it is this one, the one with Fear and Furious Charge. If you have this Wraith Knight in your collection, this one is a really good card, especially with Lilith, where you can reuse that nearly 200 damage Furious Charge up to 3 times. And Fear will keep this card alive for a very long time, especially if you're healing it. Sadly, I don't have it in my collection, so we're just going to have to do without it. But yeah, a lot of these cards are actually under 40 points, so they won't be targeted by big game hunters. So let's go ahead and deploy and we'll see how this works out. This is level 7, so still pretty early on in the campaign, but hopefully it will give you an idea of how to use this deck and these cards. Of course, the speed modifier has been a great blessing. I've been running the game at max speed every time, but for this video I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. We're going to go at the medium option here. I think that's a pretty good speed to be watching it. We've got Guilliman is who we're up against, and yeah. This is, oh yeah, he's 100 points now, so he's actually not as strong as he used to be. Malgan Ra, we're going to deploy him first. We do have the initiative, pretty high initiative X here, so the Astreus is deploying first. That's a pretty scary one. Yeah, breaking through those shields is going to be difficult, I think. So I think we're just going to have to sacrifice the Parasite Engine, unfortunately. And right after I say that, I take it back, because they're going to be targeting whatever's in the right lane, so I think we'll throw down Baharoth here. Although, come to think of it, I wonder what's going to happen if it goes back to the hand. I didn't even think about that. Like, if something that's getting targeted goes to the hand, will it keep the target acquired on it afterwards? I don't actually know. I guess we might find out here. They're about to do a lot of damage with that Precision Shot, 156 there, but I think, yeah, he's going to be flying back to the hand, and that will prevent him from dying here, but that means the Parasite Engine is going to go down, I think, sadly. And Malgan Ra, well, he's going to be taking some damage too. So, yeah, there goes that. Okay. Not really ideal, but I guess just for fun, we'll drop him again and see what happens when we put him over here. Try to knock out a shield over there. And yeah, it looks like the target acquired isn't active anymore, so that's good to know. Pretty useful. Malgan Raw, I think we want to keep him there, maybe. Yeah, he can survive one more shot, I think. So we'll go with, I think we'll actually go, we'll drop the Solitaire, I guess, for now. It's kind of weird having, like, a mix of ranged and melee on the field at the same time. I didn't really want to waste the outflank, although we have so many outflanks that we can just constantly debuff the enemy. They are going ranged, which means Malgan Raw gets the kill there. He goes back to the hand. We can reuse his precision barrage, which will be pretty nice. We could swap over to melee, though, at this point, if we wanted to, which I think, actually, I will do. Just because we have the Solitaire on the field, we have a bit of a charged-up melee attack here, so... Dropping the Wraithseer, I think the Wraithseer should go in the middle lane. We'll drop the Incarn over here. That should tear apart that Dreadnought. And actually, we only have a 38% boost, so not really that great. There's a Sonic Blast, only 16 damage. And yeah, not really the most amazing set of attacks. But here, you can see here, we'll redeploy the Incarn, which allows us to actually shift around everything if we want to. I think actually it might be better just to keep the Wraithseer in that lane, perhaps. And yeah, I don't know. I guess we can drop the Crimson Hunter. We don't know what's going to be coming out there. It could be Tigurius, which would be bad. But no, it's just this little guy here, so yeah, that actually worked out quite nicely. We'll hit him with another outflank. If you kill something with the trait, like the precision shot, then it immediately goes back to the hand. That's one thing to watch out for. Boom, the Solitaire goes down, taking out that guy before he can attack. Lots of stuff going on here, but the Crimson Hunter goes back to the hand. The Astreus only has 22 health, so very easy to be killing that now. We can drop, like, the Wraith Lord with heavy weaponry. And, of course, this thing, as long as any target on the field is 40 or more points, it's going to be dealing that extra damage to all three lanes, if you put it in the center lane, that is. Malgan Raw's pretty low, so yeah, we wouldn't want to deploy him across from like Marnius Calgar, who would just chop him up in one turn. Let's see, the traits on Guilliman, yeah, he doesn't have Furious Charge or anything. We could go with, yeah, sure, we'll go with the Crimson Hunter, see how much damage that thing can do in one turn. 505 health to get through. Our outflank goes off first, which means they have the slight advantage, maybe. They'll be debuffing us a bit here, but we do have a pretty good amount of attacks still charged up. So we'll just go ahead and, yeah, let's go with the ranged attacks here. Plenty of damage to be done. And yeah, we get the bonus damage from the big game hunter here, from the Wraith Lord, and that is enough to finish the game. We still have 3 bodyguards in the hand, the Warlord, all of which could redeploy multiple times, so easy pickings here against Guilliman. So yeah, the campaign reward, or the mission rewards rather, are copies of the Parasite Agent, which is a very good card, and I do really want these, but unfortunately, Drukhari, yeah, they're just not going to cut it. If you run a full keyword deck, you're going to lose horribly, which is how I got my first strike on the very first level, too, against the Grey Knights, led by Grandmaster Voldus. He just, like, destroyed my Drukhari, and I was like, okay, not doing that anymore. We're just going to run all the strongest stuff, which is a lot of fun, and especially with the speed modifier, being able to speed through these games. Normally a game with Lilith would take quite a long time at the normal speed, but with everything sped up, the games go by pretty quickly, and it is a lot of fun, I think. So, hope you enjoy this campaign. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.